Oil prices have surged to their highest levels in more than a week due to speculation that production could be cut. Saudi Arabia's oil minister is expected to discuss the oil glut with Russia, Venezuela and Qatar during a meeting in Doha. Well, in the past, Saudi Arabia has insisted it won't reduce its oil production unless major producers outside the OPEC countries cooperate. Let's get more with TRT World's senior business producer, Azhar Sukri, who's here to talk about all this for us. And Azhar, this is interesting. It's a 10 for the books, isn't it? Because the Saudis were adamant until now that they won't cut production. So is this going to happen?
Yeah, the chances of this coming out of this meeting are still quite small. I think we're looking at a preliminary meeting here. As you mentioned, we can now confirm that Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Russia and Venezuela will be at this meeting in Doha. Of course, it needs the whole of OPEC to sign off on this. As Saudi Arabia has said in the past, they are not going to move until everyone else does as well. Then that brings into the question of what Iran's going to do. Remember, Iran just last week has actually started shipments to Europe. They need oil revenue very badly. Russia, who's at this meeting, also needs oil revenue very badly, but they are very reluctant to cut as well for a lot of technical reasons too, I might add. But you know, just looking at how sensitive the market is to any of these announcements, if you look at the share price, when the UAE's energy minister last week mentioned that OPEC is ready to start talking about a cut, the oil price moved up 12%. We're somewhat seeing a continuation of that rally today.
Prices have really fallen off a cliff at one point under $20 a barrel. Talk us through how badly it's affected countries around the world.
Well, starting with Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia is facing unprecedented budget deficits. But let's not forget, we're talking Saudi Arabia here. They still have about $650 billion in fiscal reserves. They're burning through about $100 billion of that a year. But that still gives them a lot of ammunition to see off a lot of their competition. And that's essentially what they're trying to do here.
Interesting. Azhar Sukri, many thanks for talking us through that. And you'll be watching that meeting closely for us.